All right, so just a couple of updates for you guys. First of all, I'm a super happy camper because the barber shop opened up, Andy's Barber Shop, which is about a block from me, my favorite barber shop in the whole world. Went and saw Chris yesterday, got a haircut, got rid of 3 months of growth, and feel like a human being again. Now, let's talk about not feeling human. These poor buggers. Now, this one here, wearing the respirator, that's my son, Zach. This is Mike. And what they're working on here is a rather interesting project. This is a 57 Corvette that apparently the man went off to Vietnam right after buying this car and was killed. And this car was parked in a garage and left in that garage since the Vietnam War. It has only basically the dirt that is on it. And when I say dirt, let me make sure you understand what we're talking about. This car is, it isn't just dirt. It's dead animals. Mike pulled a dead possum out of it. I'm sorry we didn't save the dead possum for you. But I mean, we're talking about a car that is just, I mean, it's actually vile. I almost vomited when I opened it up for the very first time. So we're just going to sort of walk around this car, and I'm going to tell the story of it as these guys deal with all of the stuff. And you can see here, please do not touch. That sign came out of the car. I'm convinced it's because they didn't want the dirt disturbed. Mike, what do you think of the smell of this car? I mean, can you put it into words?
It's disgusting. It's gross.
Gross. And what does it smell like?
Death.
Death? Yeah. There's dead animals, dead plants. We're hoping we don't find any human remains, but quite honestly, I wouldn't put that as an impossible thing. Rather interesting. I guess the owner's son got a hold of the car and wanted Diamond Tuck seats, and so he put Diamond Tuck seats on top of the original red interior. So the only modifications that appear to be done to this car is you can see the radio right there. That is not an original radio from a 57 Corvette. But other than the fact that the radio is not original, and then the Diamond Tuck interior has been placed on top of the original interior, this car is amazingly original. We believe this paint to be original. The chrome is all original to the car. One of the things that he did was these taillights are actually from a 58 Corvette, so he switched out the 57 for a 58. Just to modernize that look, I guess, a little bit back in the day. But this car is effectively a time capsule that has been largely preserved from the probably somewhere in the late 50s or most likely early 60s. Somewhere in the early 60s, the man died and his son took it over. See, right now I can't even lift up the hood because it's binding right over here. So I'm going to get some help in just a minute and open up the hood, and then you guys can actually see what's left of the engine. But for me, this car, what I love about it is disgusting. I mean, it stinks. It's filthy. That's my son wheeling the parts cart around, all that noise. But when a car comes in looking like this, and if you'll stay with us on this build, you'll see that this car will go through a transformation that will just be unbelievable. But I think it's important to understand how these cars start out. That you know, there is rust, but fortunately this car came out of the Southwest, so the fundamental metal on this car is actually in really good shape. I gotta tell you, it's disgusting. Okay, it reeks so bad to actually be inside that car. So we're gonna do something we basically never ever do to cars. Water is a very damaging agent to a metal car, right? Because water creates that oxidation reaction known as rust, and so we don't wash cars here at Phantom Works. We clean them with a dry cleaning process. But in this case, the only way we can get some of this stink out of the car is we are going to violate our rule for the second time only ever in the history of Phantom Works, and we're going to pressure wash this car. So what the guys are doing right now is they are removing everything from the car. They're going to save everything that is possibly good, and then like here, he's finding there's some carburetor base gaskets, and you know, God only knows. Okay, that's actually a ball joint bushing that's brand new. So we're going to save all of the good parts for the car. The good parts are saved, and we've removed everything we can. We're going to pressure wash the top and bottom, and with exception of the gauges, we're actually going to even pressure wash some of the inside, because if you smelled this car, I think you would forgive me if I pressure wash this car with an acid brush, because it is that vile. Hey Mike, can you give me a hand for a second? I need you to go on that side of the hood. I just want to show everyone what the... Okay, lift up gently and then apply pressure going upward. Stop. Okay, yep, all the way up. Okay, I just wanted to unbind the hood. Okay, so there we are. So this is what's left of the car on the inside. We do have, and here's a couple little style points for you. Notice how these bolt holes for the valve covers don't line up. You see how the top bolt hole is further inside than straight up and down. That means these are the original heads. Chevrolet changed out in 1959. So even under here, we've got not only the original windshield washer pump, we've actually got this, and this is a very rare option on a 57 Corvette. This is called the Bowden cable, and this is what that means. We should have a foot pump in the car as a windshield washer, and that foot pump is right there. That little tiny pedal assembly. I needed a Bowden pump for my wife's car, and that was an $800 for a used Bowden pump, and that was 10 years ago. So the stupid little Bowden pump is an almost priceless little option these days because they're impossible to find. So very cool to find a car with all of these original parts on it. Now, unfortunately, there are some things missing. I don't know if we've got the fan shroud to it. I haven't seen a fan shroud. These are the correct exhaust manifolds. They are the correct valve covers. That is the correct intake. I believe that is the correct AFB for the car. This should be, I believe, the 240 horsepower configuration of the 57 Corvette. You probably noticed it's got the hard top. This car does not have a soft top. In 1957, not all convertibles that you bought came with soft tops, and I know that sounds crazy, but you had to pay extra to get a soft top on your convertible. So this car doesn't have that soft top. All right, so I'm just going to take a minute and say hi to some of those guys out there. Steve Scuderi, yeah, it is quite the project. Thanks for writing in. Dave, how are things going? We're dealing with, you know, dead animals in a project today, but other than that, things are going fairly good. Milton from Colombia, thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Simon, Northern Ireland. Buddy, you got to send me an address or something. I'll drop in on you. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. There's two places in the world I have to visit, Ireland and Scotland, and I would give anything to just go over there and have someone who's local sort of show me around. So drop me a line. drs@phantomworks.com is my email. Just DRS, and remember, Phantomworks with an F. Tell me where you are, and maybe we'll drop in and say hi. So guys, I'm going to let you go so we can get this car cleaned up. But here's what I will do. I'm gonna do one last sort of walk around and let you see all the filth, and then we'll do one more Facebook Live after these guys have pressure washed it, just so you can see what's going on. So again, the filth. I wish that you could smell. Now, actually, I don't, because it's pretty rank and vile. But just look at what the condition of this car is. Look at everything from just the door jambs, the floors. Those were kick panel covers. Those are the seats. I mean, you can see this is where animals have eaten their way in to make a burrow inside the seats. And yet, interestingly enough, the original seats are actually underneath. This is an original 4-speed car. All the gauges are still there. The clock is missing the face, but we will restore the clock. We will get an original radio for this car. We will get the correct fan shroud and the correct air cleaner for this car. I don't know who did it, but you can see it was most likely the son did a custom modification and removed most of the grill teeth and the entire front bumper system. So we're going to restore that back to the way it's supposed to be, all original hubcaps on this car. The owner right now desperately wants it to go back to all as original as possible, so it's going to go back, including the original red and white color scheme. Hang on, Audrey came out here. Is there a problem? Have I done something wrong?
Well, I mean, you're not working. You're playing on Facebook.
I am. I'm playing on Facebook. Is there Stuart Erskine from Scotland? Buddy, I'm watching a documentary on Scotland right now. What an amazing history you guys have. Just an amazing history dating back to the from 1200s to the 1700s. Talk about a country with battles to fight. It was just amazing, the Scottish history. Okay, guys, so I'm going to sign off for now, and we will be back with you, because I'm going to let these poor slobs who are dealing with all this stank. Oh, hang on, it's not supposed to be me. Hang on, let me see if I can flip the camera around. Okay, so I'm gonna let these poor guys who are dealing with this disgusting car, and I can say it's disgusting because it won't be disgusting for long, folks. Within a couple of days, this car is gonna start looking like something you're gonna go, wait a second, that's something I would like to own, even though today you would say, that's something I don't even want in my house. So as we find out about the car and learn about it, we'll let you know. We will have discussions with the owner, and we will let you follow this story from beginning to end. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for stopping in. Say goodbye. All right, so Ramon, Corey, William, John, Eddie, Andy, guys, thank you so much. Christian, you guys stay with us, and we will be back with you in, well, certainly before the end of the day. Thank you.